have sex often? You're shocked, I know. Obviously, if anyone here should be getting some, it should be the guy who looks like the shittiest skater kid. Guys, wait up! I can't go that fast. I get blisters. You do get blisters. I don't get a lot of compliments from the ladies looking like an anorexic stick figure with gout. I've never once gotten a "you're sexy" from a girl. That's never happened to me. Like, the closest I ever get is just like, I think that you're sexy for some reason. It's like so random. Like, you didn't have to qualify that. My boner was feeling good about himself. I did have sex a little while ago, though. That was neat. Here's the thing. We went back to my place, and she wanted me to put on music when we were doing it. And that's not a thing that's really in my repertoire. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's not something that matters to me. I feel like most guys are the same way. Like, if I'm having sex, it's like I'm nominated for an Oscar. You know? Like, it's just an honor to be here. You know? You guys are a couple, yes?
First date?
Let's learn about each other. Poor decision, guys, by the way. No, you don't feel bad. You aren't gonna feel bad about this. You're beautiful people. What are you gonna do? Fuck to make the sadness go away? Did I mention that I'm single? What do you guys listen to when you're having sex? You, man, what do you do?
Either Beatles or dubstep.
True.
Yeah.
Oh, that's not bad. I once got a blowjob to I Wanna Hold Your Hand. It was spectacular. She was like, I started giggling. She's like, do you want me to change? I'm like, don't do that. Ruin the mood. Here's the thing, it's better than what I do, because what I did was I put my iPod on shuffle. Don't do that. Because nothing kills the mood harder than chapter 30. Wait, the thing is, I listen to audiobooks, that's the thing. Got ahead of myself there. Yeah, so nothing kills the mood faster than chapter 37 of Moby Dick, right? At one point she was like, we can work through it. I'm like, no, I haven't got to this part yet. You guys have been amazing. I have to go in a second. The thing that I like about you guys, though, is that you aren't groaners. I hate that. Like, I do a lot of self-deprecating stuff, and then sometimes people be like, aw. It's like, I wrote these jokes. I'm cool with them. It's not like some bully gave them to me, like, read them, faggot.